Hey, what is up, Wolfpack? It's me, Kyle here, and today we're going to be going over our top 5 favorite Call of Duty Zombies boss fights in all of Treyarch Zombies. So of course this is Treyarch Zombies only, so that means we're not going to be having the Infinite Warfare Zombies or World War II Zombies, or the Exo Zombies. However, I will have to give a special mention to Infinite Warfare Zombies for having some cool bosses, and if you do all the Easter eggs, you get to fight Mephistopheles, which is like the super Easter egg boss fight, and that one definitely would have made it on our list if you were going through all of Call of Duty Zombies, but that is just an epic boss fight in of itself, very, very difficult. But getting into our list now, coming in at number 5 on this list, we have Ancient Evil from Black Ops 4. You played as the Chaos crew in this map, and in this boss fight you actually get to fight a corrupted Perseus from, of course, that mythology, and a corrupted Pegasus. It starts off from hopping from island to island, surviving against zombies and mini-bosses and specials alike, while Perseus might send some attacks at you, and Pegasus is going to be flying around through the skies, maybe diving in for an attack or so. You have to damage Pegasus enough while he's flying through the air so that he crash lands onto one of the floating islands, and then you have to go over to him and pull out your specialist weapon to actually deal some serious damage to him while he's injured and down. Of course, he'll heal and continue flying, and it'll take multiple stages to actually finally finish off Pegasus. Once you finish off Pegasus, Perseus himself will begin attacking you and coming down from his kind of pedestal and coming to the different islands to attack you. It's kind of the same method here. He might attack you with a sword and shield. There's still going to be zombies and stuff, but you just have to shoot him and damage him enough so that he loses his kind of outer shield, and then you can damage him with your specialist weapon when he's vulnerable. Multiple more stages of this will finally finish off him, but that's why it's on our number 5 spot, is because there's a lot to do in this boss fight. There's multiple mechanics, and there's 2 different bosses you're actually fighting, so I think that makes it pretty cool, and that's why it's on our list. Coming in at number 4 is a pretty difficult boss fight on a pretty difficult map, and that is Voyage of Despair's boss fight, where you're fighting the Giant Eye. This boss fight can be pretty intense, with the boss fight starting off as you need to survive in specific small areas of the map against hordes of zombies, specials, and mini-bosses, including the Blightfathers, which are huge, giant creatures and very intense to fight. At certain stages of the boss fight, however, you will be able to damage the Giant Eye by shooting back, and of course it makes it a lot easier if using something like this rocket launcher in the gameplay. The boss itself is not too hard to deal with, however it's just the unrelenting hordes of zombies, mini-bosses, and constantly going through different sections of the giant map that really makes the boss fight difficult and quite long to actually complete. But overall, that puts it on number 4 on our list because it is pretty good. Coming in at number 3, of course, we had to include Outbreak's Legion from the first Outbreak Easter egg. Not only was kind of the ending section of this Easter egg pretty intense, but once you finally make it outside, you're going to have to fight a giant Legion, which is a whole bunch of Tempests collected together. What makes this boss fight difficult is Legion will cut off certain sections of the boss fight arena, meaning it will damage you if you actually go there, so you have to stay out of those areas, otherwise you'll be damaged. And there's just endless hordes of zombies, manglers, other specials, and other mini-bosses that makes it really annoying, and that's probably the biggest threat of the boss fight itself, is the horde of zombies and specials and mini-bosses. It's especially annoying because the manglers will be there shooting at you constantly, so you have to really watch out. And I'd say this is one of the boss fights you really have to work together as a team and coordinate when to start shooting the boss, because you have to break his armor, and then he will reveal 3 inner kind of orbs inside once his armor's broken and he's weakened, and you have to destroy all 3 of these orbs. It's best to focus on one of them at a time because they have a lot of health. His armor will regenerate after just a little bit of time, so you have to really make it quick and get your damage in when it counts. Strategy is really important in this boss fight as well, because you're going to want to bring in certain weapons and armor breaking weapons and maybe even perks that will help out with breaking the armor on him in the first place, because it is pretty strong. Overall, pretty good, pretty solid, pretty intense boss fight. And that puts it on number 3 on our list. From here on out, I think you guys can guess what's coming next. Number 2, of course, is Der Eisendrache. Some of you might think it deserves number 1, but on our personal list here, we're going to put it in number 2. That is Der Eisendrache. The Der Eisendrache boss fight is one of the first boss fights in Call of Duty Zombies, and it is pretty intense and pretty good overall. The boss fight is a giant corrupted keeper that you have to go through multiple waves surviving against zombies, Panzer Soldats, which are really strong and intense, And the boss will even do a wipe mechanic, so if you're not taking cover, you will instantly get killed and downed, and it can be pretty rough, so you really have to pay attention and kind of coordinate with your friends. And there's a feature where you have to run into the middle and place down your specialist weapon, the Ragnaroks, to actually block one of his attacks. So it reflects his damage back to him, weakens him, and then that's when you can actually deal damage to him, and then you have to do this 3 different times. One of the first boss fights in Treyarch Zombies, but overall still one of the best and most fantastic and beloved to this day, so that's why it's definitely number 2 on our list. Coming in at number 1, of course, my personal favorite, and many others as well, is Gorod Krovi's boss fight. Why do we put this above Dreisendrach? I think it just has a lot more to it, because you're in this huge arena where there's a dragon flying around, and Nikolai in a giant mech suit jumping around might be helping you out during this first stage as well, but you have to pull out your shield or take cover whenever the dragon sprays fire all over the arena, so that's one hazard you have to deal with. Not only that, but there's a constant horde of zombies, special zombies, and Russian manglers, which are a lot more intimidating in Black Ops 3. They're going to be constantly shooting at you with lock-on aim. That's really hard to dodge unless you're going to be ducking behind cover. So you have to deal with all that, as well as the dragon itself, and you have to wait for the dragon to finish flying around and land at certain areas of the map to actually start shooting him in his weak and vulnerable spots. Once you damage him enough in all of these spots on him, you will finally kill the dragon. There'll be a short little cutscene, and then you have to fight Nikolai in the mech suit himself. Now, it's similar to the first stage of the boss fight, where you're fighting the dragon, except there's no more fire on the map. Instead, there's just hordes of zombies and specials once again, and manglers, and a giant mech Nikolai who's going to be jumping around, running around. He can actually one-hit you, I believe, if he lands on you or does some sort of special attacks. But he's also going to be shooting at you with guns and artillery, so you really have to keep an eye out for that. And you just have to shoot him in his weak spots. It's pretty straightforward in that regard. You just gotta shoot out all his weak spots. He might put up some armor to block for certain periods of time, but whenever his weak spots are shown, you just have to shoot them and then eventually take down the boss. But because you fight a freaking dragon and Nikolai in a giant mech, I think that is really cool and one of the best boss fights in Treyarch Zombies history, and that's why we put it on number 1 on our list. Anyways guys, that's going to do it for our top 5 favorite zombies boss fights from Treyarch Zombies. If you guys had to pick one or have anything different about our list compared to what you might have, be sure to drop in the comments down below. Which one is your favorite boss fight in all of Treyarch Zombies? Anyways guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed and want to see more videos like this, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.